Hey everyone. Yeah, I'm not doing this live or anything because I just don't feel like it. Besides, I don't want to, even though it's a nice day right now and I probably get good reception, I don't want to take a chance that I might get some interruptions and stuff. And I still apologize if there's a brief interruption, like if the camera video, the video that I'm using on my camera. Hold on for a sec. Sorry about that. But like I said, I apologize if even the video that I'm using for my camera on my phone kind of stops. But yeah, I'm not doing any live streaming or anything like that, because I kind of want to just walk about, kind of build up a bit of an appetite before I get me some lunch. I wanted to talk about something. I was thinking about talking about this, even doing a live stream on it at home, but I figured, it'd be better if I just talk about it here and right now while I got the time. Basically the title of the video says it all, says it best. And what it says is, other video game publishers can, can take a cue, if you will, or take a cue from NetherRealm and what they're doing right now with Injustice 2. Basically, other video game publishers can take a cue, take some notes from what NetherRealm is doing with Injustice 2. Now, in case you don't know, Injustice 2 came out last year, almost a year ago. That would be in May of this year. It would be about a year, I believe. And ever since then, throughout every few months, they would supply us with new packs, new fighter packs, and sometimes these fighter packs would include premium new skin and tires, new alternate attires, other premium skins and stuff. And that was all good. That is all good. The thing is, though, hold on for a sec. Sorry about that again. But like I said, the thing is, though, I think the only complaint anybody would ever have with some of these fighter packs and packs that come with these fighters and stuff, along with some of the premium skins and alternate attires and all that, is you're not getting much variety except for several characters. You're not getting alter egos of other characters or similarities to other characters by having basically their opposite or their alternate there. And I will agree that that's something that hopefully as the game progresses, because one of the things NetherRealm says they want to do is they want to basically, because this upcoming week they have the Ultimate Edition of Injustice 2 coming out, which is basically an upgrade, which is basically what the ultimate, which is basically like the Ultimate Edition of Injustice, period, of the first Injustice. And that is all the packs, all the fighter packs, premium skins, and all that you would have to pay for in DLC would now be available for free. And as part of the game, no questions asked. They would all be right there, just like with the first Injustice. Just like the NetherRealm did it with the first Injustice, everything that you would have had to download when the original game came out, now you don't have to worry because it's right there. It's there for the taking, period. Even if you have to download it, you don't have to worry because you won't be charged. But that's not the case, because the characters will be right there when you open up the game. Just like they've always been there. But, and that is also to coincide with the fact that the Ninja Turtles, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, are going to be a part of this. So that's going to be really interesting. But the point I'm getting at, the point I'm getting at here is the fact that, you know, Injustice 2 gives you an option, like I said, with the alternate attires and premium skins and all that. It gives you the option not just to put different outfits, alternative outfits on the characters, but it also gives you the option, like I say, depending on certain characters, to play almost as their exact opposites. A good example is the Flash. The Flash has two alternate versions of himself. Not just alternate, you know, outfits and all that, different colored outfits, no. He has two alter versions, period. Reverse Flash and the original Flash from the 1940s and 30s. The first Flash, if you will. And then, on top of that, you have, surprisingly, Cyborg. Cyborg only has one alter ego version to play as, and that's Grid. So when you choose Cyborg, you can easier with the ultimate version. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, but with Cyborg, you could purchase right now until the ultimate version comes out. You could purchase right now for about $4.99. You can purchase Grid. Yeah, you go to the customization for that, and you go to Cyborg, you see Grid, you want it, you purchase it for $4.99, which is basically what, which is like 6,000 ruby cycles, or whatever they are. You can purchase Grid, and you can have Grid go against Cyborg, which would be huge. Another good example, and surprisingly, this was a surprise. You have Captain Cold. Captain Cold has an alter ego that you could choose from, or alternative that you could choose from. And we're not talking just different alternative outfit and all that. No, we're talking alternative fighter. And that fighter is Mr. Freeze, which is a surprise. Big surprise there. So, same thing. So it's the same thing, you know, rinse and repeat. Just like with Cyborg, if you buy Grid individually, you can also get. You could do the same with Victor Freeze. You could do that with him. You could do that with everybody. Well, not everybody, but you can do that with all the characters that have alternate versions of themselves. It kind of plays into that whole multiverse deal, which is kind of cool and surprising. Because it varies up the whole fighting status. It gives you basically more fighters, even if it basically gives you more fighters. And it's not saying, oh, you have to buy the fighters individually. Technically you do, but you know, you don't have to download them in a pack or anything. Well, technically you do, but the point is, you know, they didn't advertise Freeze. They didn't advertise Grid. They didn't advertise Power Girl. They didn't advertise Vixen. They didn't advertise Bizarro. And all the other alternative alter egos that some of the other characters may have, you know, they didn't advertise them in the fighter packs. Instead, they advertised them as premium skins, basically saying that if you choose Supergirl, you don't have to be Supergirl. You could switch over and be Power Girl. The same with Cheetah. Oh, you don't want to play as Cheetah? Easy. Switch over and you're Vixen. The only difference is the outfit. Sorry about that. Sorry about that there. But like I said, basically, the only difference when you choose them is the outfit, the look, is the outfit, the personality, and of course the voice. The voices and the lines they have, the intros that they have are a lot different. You know, they're basically the same character, they're just alternate versions of the character, again, that, like I said, plays into the whole multiverse deal, which I think is pretty cool. I really do. And even though it's still the same fighting style, basically you're Power Girl, basically when you choose to be Power Girl, you're still playing as Supergirl. I mean, there's several intros where it's basically the same intro, all you are is Power Girl. Same with Vixen. Vixen has the similar intros at times as Cheetah. The only difference is her introduction lines. She doesn't say the same lines as Cheetah, same as Power Girl. The alternate versions don't say anything similar. They say stuff that's different, and again, that in a sense really varies up what you can do in the game, and that's great. And that's what I talk about when I say that other video game publishers can take notes, can take inspiration, can learn something from what NetherRealm is doing with Injustice 2. NetherRealm has also done this with Mortal Kombat, with the Mortal Kombat series. So a lot of gaming publishers, and so basically a lot of gaming publishers, mostly those that rely more on fighting games, can really take a lesson from this, can really take a cue from this and say, maybe that's not too bad. Maybe that they could take a cue from that, saying, maybe that doesn't sound too bad. Maybe we could try that. Because again, one of the sources that was talking about this, especially with the fact that the Ninja Turtles are going to be a part of this, one of the things they found out by talking to some of the people at NetherRealm when it came to Injustice 2 was the fact that they want to try to keep it fresh. They want to try to keep this game fresh, and if not up to date. They've even talked about, even after this pack, including another fighter pack that may have Batgirl to it. May have characters like Batgirl, maybe person not even looking there. But anyway, there's even discussions possibly that they might do another fighter pack even after they do the Ultimate Edition. And this fighter pack, if they do that, would be exclusive to both, would be DLC for both games. Would be DLC for the original and for the Ultimate. For the Ultimate, it would be the first fighter pack. For the original, it would be the fourth fighter pack, if they decide to do that. And again, there's rumors going around that characters like Batgirl could be put in there, Constantine could be put in there. The list of who, basically it's anybody's ball game. People want the Power Rangers of all characters in there. It's like, hey, if you can do the freaking Ninja Turtles, you can get Power Rangers in there. And that's the truth. If they can do the Ninja Turtles, then yeah, they could do Power Rangers. But the only question is, how would they do it? How would it come to be? How would they get these characters involved in that? Could they get Saban to say, okay, go ahead and do it? That would be totally up to them. But then again, if they can get Hellboy and they can get the Ninja Turtles, I think anything's possible. I really do. The only thing is, how far will NetherRealm's and WB games go when it comes to trying to keep Injustice fresh and up to date until they do the next one? Because you know there's going to be another Injustice game. I mean, this one's succeeding, maybe not as well as the other one, but you know there's going to be another Injustice game possibly down the line. So basically the question would be, how long does NetherRealms try to keep this one fresh? How long do they keep Injustice 2 fresh? Do they just keep adding more fighter packs as the months and time go on? Possibly. I mean, they got plenty of time to work on it. You know, they got plenty of time to put all these any new DLC they want to put in. They got plenty of time to develop it. They got plenty of time to talk to other property owners and license out to other companies and license out other properties to add in. You know, like I say, people want the Power Rangers. Wouldn't that be something that the next fighter pack comes out, you get an introduction to Constantine, you get an introduction to maybe Batgirl or Killer Frost, and then just like with the third fighter pack, all of a sudden you see something that looks familiar and you're like, what is that? And then out comes the Power Rangers. And just like with the Ninja Turtles, all you'd have to do is equip them with certain weapons or something like that, and you can get Power Rangers from over the past 20 years. Maybe you even might get the Mighty Morphin ones recently from the movie. Who knows? The point is, NetherRealms has set, to me, NetherRealms has, in my opinion, set the example. They have set the standard of how you keep a fighting game, if not a fighting game series, fresh and replayable. You do it by always adding in new characters or new elements. That's what you do. You don't just stop after a few DLC packs and some updates here and there. No, you keep going and going and going until possibly you get close to the release of the second or third game in the series, and then you stop there. Like, let's say Injustice 3 comes out, NetherRealms could keep doing a lot of DLC fighter packs and premium packs and stage packs, whatever, maybe 2-3 months before the other game comes out, and then 2 to 3 months before they stop. You know, so that way people can get more focused on the newer game coming out, and then they continue the trend there. What it does is it gives the developers at NetherRealms and WB Games an opportunity to not just have a lot of time to focus and dedicate to the new Injustice game, but it gives them plenty of time. But it also shows that they care, that they listen to the fans, they listen to the community, to the people that support the game. And again, other video game publishers, when it comes to the fighting games, can take a cue from NetherRealms and Injustice 2. Because if there's a possibility that Injustice 2 is going to continue on with DLC fighter packs, even after the Ultimate Edition version of the game is released, and those DLC packs that come out afterwards coincide with both versions of the game, the original and the Ultimate, then again it shows you that they are listening to the fans. That they know, hey, we got this. As far as DC Comics goes, they know that they have this peripheral of characters and alternate versions of the characters from other universes, this whole multiverse. They know that they can end up using them at any time. They can dig into that endless multiverse of a DC Comics library and pull out any version of a character they want. Even if a DLC is just going to be consisting of alternate versions of said character. Like I said, with Cheetah, you don't have to play as Cheetah. You can choose to be Vixen. You can either buy her individually, buy her as part of a fighter pack, because she would be a premium alternate skin. Or you buy, like I say, buy her individually. You could get Vixen. You could choose, when you choose Cheetah, you can instead of playing as her, you can play as Vixen. And again, going back to Supergirl, you don't have to play Supergirl, you could play as Power Girl. And the same with Captain Cold. You don't have to be Captain Cold, you could be Mr. Freeze. You don't have to be Superman, you could be Bizarro. You don't have to be certain characters that have this these alternate egos to them that you could choose from. You don't have to be those characters. You could be the other versions, the alternate versions. You can be those alternative egos that are alternative skin and egos that's supplied. So you don't have to worry about being, like I said, just having to play as a character is already in the game. You go to the premium slot and you go to the custom creation and you choose and you see, okay, I got all these different colors and colored outfits I can go with, or different colors for the outfit that I can go with. But oh, hey, look, I also have two different character. I have two different versions of a character that I can go with that also have the alternate version. Like I say, the only similarity is the fighting style. That's it. Everything else is different. The fighting style pretty much stays the same, but everything else is different. And I think that, again, that's what a lot of companies could take cues from NetherRealm. And especially with the fact that if they are if they are planning to do more fighter packs even after the Ultimate Edition comes out, then that pretty much shows you, again, like I said, that they are listening to the fans, and that the fans are the ones that help grow the company and make it what it is. And like I said, they got a peripheral of characters in that DC Comics multi-universe that they could work with, and even choose to be alternate versions of characters that are already in the game. I mean, heck, when you go to the customization to choose some different colors for the characters, if not different alter egos, they have basically the whole top half filled up with the different colors, as well as possibly the different egos or character skins you could choose. But on the bottom, it's all blank. But when you go to those blank ones, you can press on them. You can use your controller and press on them as if you're selecting something. So what that tells me is either you have to earn whatever's possibly going to fill those blank squares in the customizations. You have to earn it either in tournament mode or story mode or whatever. But what that also shows me is when you have the top half filled, but the other half, the bottom half, not filled, but yet those blank squares that you can move to, yeah, you can actually move onto those squares and press them. That tells me that those are being left open to expand on. Those are being left open in the customization for newer stuff to be added. That's what it is. Think about it this way. Think about it this way, okay? Batgirl could be coming in, right? So what would happen if WB Games and NetherRealms decide, okay, fans like Catwoman, that's great, but you know what we could, you know how we could top that? We can also give her the alternative skin of Batgirl. Yeah, just like, you know, when you choose Captain Cold, you have that choice to also be Mr. Freeze if you decide to get him. Same thing. If you choose Catwoman, you could hope maybe have the alternate personality, have the opportunity to choose the alternative of let's say of Batgirl. You could do that. The point is, the possibilities are endless, because like I said, when you take a look, when you go to the customization area in Injustice 2 and you look at the bottom half, when you go to the loadout, when you want to choose what you're going to put into loadout 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, or whatever, and you notice that the top half of the character you chose to alternate a little bit is filled up, but the bottom is not. But yet, like I said, you can push on you can move down to those blank squares and push on them. That tells me that they at WB Games and NetherRealms are expecting, hopefully, to fill those slots up with either other alternative skins or other alternative versions of the character, or characters that might be similar to them. And I think fans would like that. I think fans would enjoy that. I think they really would. I think fans would love to see other DC characters come in there, as well as NetherRealms and WB Games try to talk to other companies and license out certain properties to appear, just like they did with Hellboy, just like they did with Ninja Turtles. You know, they want to see that happen. But the only question is, will they do it? That is the question that is on everybody's mind. And with the possibility that the word going around that not DC, but WB Games and NetherRealms are considering putting in more fighter packs even after Ultimate Edition comes out, that kind of tells you, you know, with other characters like Batgirl and such, like Constantine, Batgirl, whoever, that kind of tells you that they are dedicated to keeping this game fresh in people's, keeping this game fresh and new, and giving more replayability. I mean, Angry Joe would even enjoy this. I'm sure he does. But the question is, will NetherRealms do it? And honestly, I think they're going to. I think they're going to wait till Ultimate Edition comes out, and then they're going to make some kind of announcement saying, hey, we're going to continue to expand on Injustice 2, and here's some of the future packs with other characters, with other fighting characters that's going to come out. And oh, here's a few of the, along with maybe saying, oh, and here's a few of the surprises that we were able to, that we were able to get licensed out to us for this game. I mean, it would be amazing, like people have been wanting to see the Power Rangers added into the equation. I know people want that to happen. You know, it would be amazing if that occurred. It would be amazing, you know, heck, let's say, if you want the truth, you can throw the SWAT Cats in there. The SWAT Cats are Hanna-Barbera, but that's a license, that's a property fans would love to see fit into Injustice. Heck, people have been wanting an MLP game. Wouldn't it be something if all of a sudden they showed up in some way? The point is, the possibilities for NetherRealms to expand on Injustice 2, especially after they release the Ultimate Edition, any more words I have cannot describe how great that would be if it happens. Because if it happens, even after they release the Ultimate Edition, fans are going to want to see more coming. Fans are going to want to see more of this come from NetherRealms. Whether they do another Mortal Kombat game, whether they do another Injustice game, maybe they do a new game entirely that's fighter based on another property. They're going to want to see more of it. They're going to want to see them dedicate their time and their effort to the fans and the community, the fans and the fan community that supports Injustice. They're going to want to see more of this. They're going to want to see more and more and more. And think about it this way. You had some good characters in the first Injustice that fans want to see back. Zatanna. You had Batgirl. You had Raven. Just imagine if you bring them in. Imagine if you bring in Beast Boy. You know, things like that. Nightwing. And that's one thing right there too. You have Robin. One of his alternate colorizations is Nightwing's color. Why couldn't you just put a Nightwing premium alter ego in there? Put an alter ego of Nightwing in there. It would have made more sense. The point is, anything is possible. And like I said, with the rumor, again, just a rumor, that the people at NetherRealm, one of the head people at NetherRealm, say they want to keep expanding this game, keep keep the longevity going until maybe the next one, I think the possibilities are endless as to who we may get it in future fighter packs and stuff. Whether it is all new fighters, or if they go the cheaper route and say, hey, let's just do what we did with Vixen and Supergirl and Cyborg and Captain Cold. Let's just put in alternate egos or alter egos similar to them, and that's it. And the only similarity is the fighting style. If they do that, hey, if they do that, and that's great. Not much you can really do. But anyway, like I said, other studios can really take a lesson, can really learn a lot from NetherRealms here. They really can. They could take a cue from them to help expand on their gaming license, on their gaming properties, I should say. I mean, 2K can really take an example with the WWE games. Capcom can take an example with the Marvel games and Street Fighter games, and it looks like they are, but not much. Other fighter games, the people behind Tekken, the Tekken series, Namco and Bandai can take an example. The list of video game publishers behind certain popular or established fighting games that offer DLC, you can really take an example from what NetherRealms has been doing and what NetherRealms apparently is dedicated in doing in the future, even after the Ultimate Edition version of Injustice 2 comes out. So that's all I'm really going to say. Would you let me know what you think? What are your thoughts on the fact that other studios could take a cue from NetherRealms and how to expand and keep certain established video game fighting games fresh and replayable? And what are your thoughts possibly on who else we may get if NetherRealms decides to continue doing the DLC fighter packs even after Ultimate Edition, thus making the DLC fighter packs compatible with both versions? Let me know down below, comment if you like. I am out. I gotta get me some lunch before I clock back into work.